Kizer. This is going to be a fun video. There's not one knife here. There's actually two. And they're the same knife, just different versions. And man, for some reason, these got caught up in some kind of drama concerning this knife. Yeah, no, it's not a Kizer. It's a Civivi. What's it? The Quibbit, I think. Aluminum scales. I forget what the steel is on it. It's like 14C. And it's a button lock. It's got this little bottle opener, reversible pocket clip. But somehow this knife got into a stank, I think. I don't know. So everything I'm about to say is second hand, third hand, fifth hand, because I'm not in the know. Nobody talks to me, man. These manufacturers don't talk to me, I can tell you that. But so this is the Kizer Pop. Here's Micarta in Nitro V steel, satin blade, single grind. And I guess the idea is that this was so close to this that they stopped production on this. Now, did they get threatened? Are they buddies? Did they just decide to stop production? Was it mutual combat? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I do know they stopped production. Like, these things just kind of disappeared. Yeah. Well, I also have another version of this knife, and guess what? It's in titanium. Look at this thing. Same knife, titanium micarta, and it's also in Nitro V. Still says Pop on the blade. I wouldn't surprise me if it's not the same blade, right? Like, the only thing different is this one's got this super lightweight micarta. I mean, I'm excited to get in there and see. I think there's a steel liner that runs the length of that knife, but it's super light. And then this one's heavier, and I can see it's got stainless steel liner running on the inside of the titanium. So this one's quite a bit heavier. But other than that, they're the same knife. And so somehow it involved this and some early reviews, I guess, about these knives, and then immediately compared to this, and then production stopped on this. Is it because it's got a bottle opener, and this one's got a bottle opener? It's got a thumb stud. This one doesn't have a back flipper. This one has a back flipper. The pocket clip's reversible, but the handle shape's clearly different. I don't know. You know what? I don't have those answers, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to review this knife and not really think about this knife other than maybe at the end I'm going to say, do I think that this is a clone or a copy of this knife? Because if it's not, if this is a good knife, they should have never done away with it. Are they similar? Is there some kind of design aspect that transfers from one knife to the other? Well, maybe, but I mean, right away what comes to my mind is Mikkel Williamson. I mean, he's a designer that goes from brand to brand, or has, and there's similarities in those designs from brand to brand. Can you think of any other designers that their designs transfer from one manufacturer to another? Man, I can think of several. Lundquist, right? I, you know, so I'm going to answer for me if I think this is a clone of this. But I think right now I'm just going to get that out of sight. And what I want to focus on is just Pop. Do I like it? Is it cool? And then we'll answer the other question. So, let's start with the Micarta version. I want to get this packaging out of our way because I don't want to be distracted looking at boxes and stuff. There we go. So I'm going to put the titanium one up there. We'll get this Micarta one first. I mean, I always thought that Kizer did a good job on their button locks, their action. It's got good spring tension, so it creates a good detent. We'll get this noise out of the way right away. It's got good lockup, drop shut action, centered blade. Yeah. There's actually a tiny little bit of wiggle in there. Yeah, it was kind of loose. Still drop shut. Let's see if the wiggle's gone. Oh yeah, it's locked up really tight. Yeah. Very cool. Super light. I mean, let's get off in this one because we're gonna take them both apart. Get a good look at them. Captured pivot, and it's not machined on the show side. I like that look. The pocket clip's gonna run for days. I mean, those clips are just so sturdy, so reliable. I mean, I know they're not exciting because it's old school and hat and it's been used on 1,000 knives, but I mean, I don't know. Wheels are still round. There's a reason, right? I'm guessing one of these pocket clip screws, got to come. Well, they both do because there's a spacer under there. Let's get that one. Nope. Don't be flying around with that spring. Yeah, so there's a internal screw underneath it all that goes through this other barrel spacer right here. Yep. Nice skeletonized liner in here. Reduce the weight even more, but maybe more importantly is the fact that it's got full steel liners underneath that micarta. This thing is super light, but it is reinforced with them steel liners. Let's get that pivot out of there so I can take some of this tension off of this pivot section. Get the blade out and the bearings. Everything's kind of dry in here, so I mention that because it's kind of encouraging. It leads me to believe I can improve that action a little bit. There we go. Now we're just locked up on the stop pin. There. Very nice. So skeletonized, it's nice and clean in here. I do see a light presence of oil. So I think initially I felt like it was dry in there, but there is a very light presence of oil in here. So maybe I won't improve on the action, but to be honest, I didn't notice anything that needed to be improved. It had a great little snappy detent going. They took the time to polish the coating off where the bearings run. So I always appreciate that versus having to run the bearings through some kind of coating until they wear a track. So yeah, it's done right. I dig it. And I'm not going to linger here. Everything ran well, so I'm going to put a light coat of oil back on some things and get this thing reassembled so we can move on to the titanium version, and we'll get it going as well. All right, so because of a button lock like this, I don't want to expose that button to any oils if I don't have to. And so this is a nice tip by a hanger outer at the channel to just put a little bit in my fingers, and it's like, yeah, versus putting a whole solid drop on that and it's slinging it, especially on a button lock like this, slinging it up onto the button. We don't want that. I think I see like a smudge. Yeah, some kind of little smudge on that blade. I got it though. All right, we're gonna go back together. Pivots captured in the bottom scale on the show side. The bearing's pre-oiled, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it in place. Stop pin, it's on that top scale. Okay, let me see if it's loose. If it's loose, I'll move it to the other. It is not, so no worries. We're gonna put the blade and the button down in the knife at the same time, because the button captures the blade in there. There we go. Top bearing. Let's get our, well, we don't need the spring yet. Let's go ahead and put this liner on. Yeah, very nice. I like it when a plan comes together so good. There's our spring. Yeah, come on. Wonderful. And before I add anything else, let's just make sure that everything's working. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Oh, I forgot that internal screw, didn't I? Yeah, goof. Of course I did. Couldn't get through a review on a knife and have everything go correct. Gotta clown around, do something, forget something, make a mistake. I know I'm being kind of harsh on myself, but you know, I get compared to Bob Ross on occasion with my soft spoken tone or whatever. Um, and you know, Bob Ross made mistakes in his paintings all the time, and I think him and I are alike in that sense as well. That the mistakes become part of the landscape, right? Come on, man. You got to bring it hard if you're going to come at me. So I found a way through that whole argument right there. You want to call me the Bob Ross of the knife thing? Well, then you can't just say that. You got to take it all. You can't give me lip service, man. It's like, yeah. So I made a mistake. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little magenta here, and we're going to take this little fan brush. We're going to blend in this mistake right here, and it's actually going to add depth to the portrait. Who remembers watching Bob Ross do that? I remember it, man. And he would tell you all the time, too. He would say, hey, don't let a mistake get you, because it can become the most beautiful part of your painting. Yeah, locked up super tight. It did pick up a tiny little bit of stick, but that's because it just needs to be run in that new position. Like that button's not lined up where it was before. So no worries. Tiny little bit of stick doesn't bother me on a button anyways. Yeah, I mean, wow, very cool. All right, well, we're going up there and then we're going to go here. So the titanium on this has got, it's like a blasted finish that feels like, I don't know, 3000 grit sandpaper. It's grippy. It's very nice. Spidey flick, thumb flick, back flipper. Yeah, man, very cool. Let's get in this one. Should be captured just like the other one. It's not machined on the show side, the same. I'm going to expect that internal screw. I mean, it should be exactly the same. I think that's titanium pocket clip too. Yeah. It's got that internal screw, same thing. I'm not going to come up short because I want to wipe everything down, so I am going to pull that screw. There is absolutely no reason to get this deep in and then not complete this work. Like, take it apart. I'm going to push that pin out just like I did on the other one. I say that, but it doesn't want to come out of this one. There it goes. Yeah, so the bearings on this one have grease on them. So I'm even more happy. But you saw how free floating they were. Ooh, man, is that blade swinging. Yeah, it is swinging. Yeah, this got that sticky, packed grease on it. Yep. Almost makes me think that had that same grease on it, but somebody had gotten up in that one and done that initial check-in and maintenance on it. I mean, I don't know that, but wow, the finish on this titanium, golly, is it good. I probably need to check and make sure that's titanium versus aluminum, because it could be aluminum. I made that mistake on a knife fairly recently. The Max Ace, the little Uranus. No, not your, you know what I mean. Yeah, I think through the whole video I called it titanium, but in fact, the scale on that Uranus is aluminum. So, I was calling it titanium, but before the video's over, if I correct it, then it's not official. It's not official till the video's completed, right? I know one thing. That pocket clip is not going to be aluminum. So it's either titanium or steel. Bruce Spring steel. So let's check that real quick. No, Bruce Spring steel. Made it look like titanium, but it is not. I'm going to have to read. Man, I'm glad I looked. I think it's aluminum. So it's aluminum with a coating on it. Steel liners. Which would explain why the liners. I mean, honestly, if it was titanium, why would you put liners in it, right? So, yeah. I misspoke again. Dang it. Like, how many times do I get to misspeak before they turn my channel off? Is there a number? If there's a number, I have surpassed it. whatever the number is, I've already nailed it. And interesting, that button cooperated without me having to do it at the same time. Happy about that. Oh, don't forget. I forgot on the other one. Very nice. Very, very nice. I think that's T8. Yeah. While I have this off, I'm going to give it a squeeze. Just 'cause. Yep. Just a tiny little squeeze. Not a lot of squeeze. The Kizer Pop. Got a little wiggle in there. Got a little bit of a stick on this one, like the other one. But once it's used a little bit, that'll go away. It's just that button's lined up differently to the blade. And so, yep, just the tiniest little bit of stick in there, but it'll go away. Wonder if I can fail this knife. Yeah. It's got a ton of detent, but yeah, it'll fail. Yep. All right, so I mean, action on these, I think I can wrap the action up on this one. It's got a tiny little bit of button stick, but I mean, it's very snappy. Spidey flick, thumb flick, back flipper. I'll give it an A minus for a button lock. The ergonomics, yeah, it's got a great reverse grip and bonus points because I can absolutely get here comfortably, and I'd much rather be here than here. Wonderful finger guard produced by the flipper tab. And so with this jimping here, super confident grip here. Not so confident, very confident. This thing just goes whoop, yeah, up towards very confident. Very nice in hand, excellent. I mean, it's got similar ergonomics to a couple of different Kizer knives. I'm at a loss. Maybe it'll come to me, but there's a couple that this reminds me of them. The Justice, similar, much smaller, but similar. There's a couple others. Maybe the Escort to some extent. Again, smaller than the Escort, but very similar. Yeah, I dig it. All right, so I like them. I think, the question that everybody wants to know is, do I think it's a clone or, a direct copy? Which it's just my 2 cents. Should they have stopped making it because of some accusation or whatever that it's a copy of this knife? It's too close or whatever. And I mean, to me, clearly there's some design similarities. The blade shape, um, the back here kind of swoops down the same. But like I said, man, if I pull out a Kizer Justice, it's going to look like that. And the Justice was out way before this. So do I say this stole this from the Justice? You know what I mean? I don't know. I already know what I'm going to say, so I'm just going to say it. I think it's nonsense and tomfoolery, in my opinion. They're different knives. There's some similarities. Is the fact that it's got a bottle opener in it. I'm pretty sure I've got other knives that have bottle openers. It also functions awful well as yeah, it's a different knife. To me, it's a different knife. It feels different in hand. Um, this knife is really slick. It does not have a confident grip. The button, there's absolutely no stick on this one, by the way. None. So the action on that one is probably closer to an A as far as a button. But it doesn't have a back flipper. And I know that there's a large portion of pocket knife people that aren't interested in thumb flicking and spidey flicking. So they would own this one and not that one because this one's got a flipper tab, a back flipper with some jimping on it. Right? So there's a segment of knife purchasers that would 100% gravitate to this one over that one just because of the back flipper. Right? Yeah. So, hey, that's my 2 cents, man. I, are they similar? But yeah, man, I touch so many knives, and there's so many knives that, the designers cross over their own stuff from manufacturer to manufacturer. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not getting it. This is a pretty cool little pocket knife, and I think they just sold a bunch of them, especially with the micarta version, the aluminum version, and whatever this coating is on this aluminum, I would 100% choose this one over this one. Plus, I'm not a big choil fan like that. I'm not a fan of that. So I'd much rather have this here with the finger guard. Yep. Can I get here? Yeah, this is more comfortable here on this knife. Capped with the thumb, this is more comfortable. So bonus points to the little Civivi for that versus this. This kind of packs me in, but this works, man. I can get here. Yep. All right. Well, and the 14C over the Nitro V for sure. They both have their own thing going in their own way. Did I check the pocket clip on these? I don't think I did. Let's check it. Standard jean size material, easy one hand in, one hand out. It's got reasonable tension. It's going to run on the thick stuff too. Completely deep carry, knife disappears. Let's try the aluminum version. The aluminum version has quite a bit more tension. The aluminum version is a F5 pocket clip. Yeah, F5 Tornado grabbed these pants off the clothesline with this knife in them. And I find these shorts up the turnpike 100 miles away. This knife's going to still be attached to them. Now, because the pocket clip's not recessed on this thick stuff, because of the tension that's on this pocket clip, it can get hung up. But yeah, you see it went in there. But wow, is that a good pocket clip on that? This has got its own stuff here, but yeah, a little bit of this knife shows coming out of the pocket there. I didn't really plan on doing a direct comparison, so I think I'll leave it alone. Can I get the blade catch the tip. Now, the pocket clip on this one is excellent. That my thing is rubbing off on it, the black. Let me see if I can get that off. That better come off. I'm sure it will. How long's this video? Yeah, we got to get out. We got to wrap up. Yeah, it rubs right off. No worries. All right. Well, the Kizer Pop. Pretty cool. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. And let's get rid of this. This ain't that, in my opinion. They're different. See ya.